So, like all of you, I was watching the greatest heavyweight fight of all time, and that was Tyson versus Paul. I'm just kidding. Uh, Stipe Miocic versus Jon Jones, the two best heavyweights in the world, in their prime right now. In their prime, I think they're both 28. I think, and so I was watching this fight, and I noticed something during the fight. It is kind of fun to watch Jon Jones because he doesn't have knockout power. He just doesn't have knockout power. He might be off steroids right now. So it's fun to see what he's gonna do creatively. Also because he's gay. So he's a very creative person. It's fun to see how he creates magic in the octagon. Now, one of the biggest factors in this fight was John's special kick. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. You've probably seen it in the thumbnail. It's that kick to the stomach of Stipe with those toes. So what is unique about this? So when people started calf kicking, like when it first became, people saw it was such a simple move and people were getting their legs actually destroyed and not able to balance on both legs, everyone started doing it. But Jon Jones is special in a way that he comes up with new moves. So the oblique kick, the kick to someone's side, normally when people do that, when they make contact, they land with the top of their foot. Or I'm not even going to demonstrate. Just visualize, okay? When they land, it hits with the top of their foot like they're kicking a soccer ball. Jon Jones, he mixed an oblique kick with a T, where when you T, it's a front kick and you dig your toes into the person's belly. He mixed the two together, so he's kicking from the side with a lot of power, but he's landing with his toes, digging into the stomach, or to the liver, to the spleen, whatever. He's digging into the stomach at high speed. That has to hurt, and it hurts Stipe a lot, especially in round one. I saw this kick, and I noticed tape on his toes. I was like, oh, his toes are taped. And I see those toes puncturing Stipe. And it was hurting Stipe. It was pushing him up against the cage. So much so that when Jon just fainted, he didn't faint. Jon did lift up his leg and I think did a little kick. Stipe completely dropped his guard to block that kick because he didn't want to get hit there again. And then that's when Jon Jones did the little psych, put his hand on his head, put his leg on Stipe's side, and just dunked him over. And then after that, Stipe probably got some CTE after that. I'm not even joking. It was hard. Like, I was watching this getting angry, Stipe getting elbowed on the ground. It's just like, how did you go down that easily? Well, those kicks scared him. He did not like those tees to the obliques. It's very special how Jon came up with these. Now, so either way, I think Stipe would have lost either way. I'm not going to break down the whole fight. Maybe I might not even make a video on this. It's just Stipe was very predictable in his movements. He's very just close-up boxing. That's all he had. He had nothing else. He was going to lose because Jon is too creative in there. Jon had too many weapons. But anyway, I'd say that's another video for another day, but so many people have broken down that fight. So I'm just going to talk about these kicks. These kicks affected the fight. They really did. They really did affect the fight. If you've ever seen head kicks, the head kicks normally get set up because they were kicking to the body first, and then eventually the person ducks their hands down to block the leg kick to the body, and then they get smoked to the head. If you watch, if you YouTube right now, Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Ai, that's a great example of Jessica Ai ducking her arms down to block the body shot, but then she gets decapitated. Same thing with Jones versus DC, when DC got decapitated. But Jones had a little bit of power from picograms probably, and yeah. Anyway, DC, break down Jon Jones for us. Anyway, is it legal? Is it legal to tape your toes? Because, hopefully you guys are still watching. I'm getting to the point of this video. Jon Jones's toes were taped. The top two toes were taped. So if you think about it, if he's doing a a side kick, pointing with his toes, it could probably hurt his toe, with that much force. But when you have your toes taped together, I'm just going to use my fingers for demonstration, even though this is looking a little bit sexual here. When you tape your toes together, you're making them more sturdy. That's the thing with broken toes. If you have a broken or sprained toe or foot or whatever, you tape your toes together. When you're healing from a broken toe, you tape them together with your other toes so it can heal. It makes them more sturdy, more strong. It activates more ligaments in your foot to where now you have more strength. Like if you think of your hand, you have more grip strength the more fingers you use. And I'm seeing him just freaking pelt Stipe's stomach with these toes taped together, and I'm like, he has like a weapon on his foot. He literally has a weapon on his foot, and they're taped together so he has more sturdiness and power. Is that legal? That shouldn't be legal. Now, I know Jon Jones broke that toe back in 2013 against Chael Sonnen, and I found like an article, and it's very interesting because Jon Jones, I don't know how many times he's done this, but he taped his toes against Cyril Gane, or as John calls him, Serial Gane, or Serial Gain. And Jon Jones, it says, was blocked from entering the octagon in bizarre UFC 285 win, with officials insisting he had to cut open the tape on his toes. The fans claim the incident lasted longer than the fight itself. So basically, when he fought Cyril Gane, I think this might have been in France, I forget, they wouldn't let him inside of the octagon. They like the commission would not let the commission that was running the Cyril Gane Jon Jones pay-per-view, they wouldn't let him into the octagon. It says they were not happy with the taping around his foot, and they insisted that the tape had to be cut open so his toes weren't binded together. And John made a comment on this. I think it says, so it was due to his 2013 injury, and it said that he had pain from the 2013 injury. That's why he taped it. And so John was saying that I guess anytime he plants his foot improperly or not properly, plants his foot, he gets pain in that toe now. I guess from that injury. He still, from the 2013 injury, gets pain in that toe whenever he plants his foot incorrectly. And that was his reason for taping it. And so officials fussed around to find something to cut the tape. And before they finally were able to do so and allow Jones to enter the ring, this would have come as a late setback to Jones, who has a good reason as to why he taped his foot in the way he did. Jones said he had his toes taped because he occasionally still suffers pain when he plants his foot incorrectly. This is a result of a broken toe that occurred in his fight against Chael Sonnen back in April of 2013, when him and Chael Sonnen were both roided out of their minds. Yeah, this moment could have easily distracted Jones as he geared himself up to fight Gane. He definitely geared himself up. That's good vocabulary to use, probably. Let's see. I'm seeing if it says anything that he actually fought without tape. Social media users speculated that moment before the fight took longer. Yeah, so it doesn't talk about if... No, right here in the picture, he's making Gane tap, and he has tape on his toe, but it doesn't look... The tape is at the very edge of his toes. But I'll show you what it looked like. Here, hang on. So I'll show you right here. This is what it looked like before he entered, I think. Right here. And then this is what it looked like. Yeah. He has his foot taped up to use as a weapon. And then he has down here, when he's making him tap, this is what it looks like down here. So I don't know how, I forget how they were taped in the Stipe fight. I couldn't really see it very well. I just noticed the tape, And I was like, whoa, those toes that he's killing Stipe with are taped. That's an advantage, really. I don't know. I don't know the commission rules if that was illegal or not. I think if you guys know anything, comment down below. Do you think that did give him an unfair advantage? Because that was hurting Stipe. Those oblique kicks with using his toes, that was hurting Stipe. And I don't know if it's against the rules, against the commission rules. Did he get away with it, or did they see it and allow it? I don't know. Comment down below what you guys think. This really isn't. If you made it this far, this isn't a clickbait video or anything. I saw this because I was like, damn, those toe kicks or those oblique kicks with his leading with his toes, those are a good idea. That's a good idea. They probably hurt his toes though. And wait, are they taped? I wonder if those give him an advantage. And I really wanted to talk about this because that move he was using was changing the fight. It really was changing the fight. Especially in the beginning of the fight. Yeah, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.